The world of Black Desert is full of monsters, from regular humans and demi-humans to nature creatures like Trents and Mushroom. It's a very varied world full of danger in every nook and corner. But as what our Black Spirit says, it should have been very difficult to keep these monsters organized, unless a leader is on the background, controlling them. And so in this video we will take a look on some of the bosses of Black Desert, and their motivation in ending the world as we know it. Rednose is once a small imp who has always been a subject of ridicule by everyone, including his fellow imps, due to his red nose. There has been conflicting history as to how Rednose came into his current form. The first one is that him, being bullied every day, prayed to achieve the power to rule everyone. His prayers were answered after stealing an artifact in the ancient stone chamber, surrounding him by dark energy, which significantly increases his size but also consume him with rage and desire for vengeance. On a separate account, it says that a man in a black robe known as the Immortal Alchemist approached Rednose and offered power beyond his imagination. But all Rednose wanted is a solution for his red nose, which the man promised to solve. The man then imbued Black Crystal to Rednose, making him bigger and stronger, that no imp has ever dared to oppose him. But the robe man has misled him, as his red nose still remains. No imp has since dared to ridicule Rednose since that day, but the humans became the problem. They laugh at him every time they saw him, they ridiculed him over and over again, until Rednose grown to hate humankind, and started killing every human he sees without reservation and remorse. Giath is the leader of the goblins located east of Velia. Contrary to many people's belief, however, he is not a goblin himself, or at least in his previous life. Giath was a human who lived a life full of tragedy and betrayal. He raised to the ranks as a centurion after he completed a mission to commit genocide in the imps located at the west. He served an unknown king in an unknown kingdom, but considering that he is now staying within a cave in Balenos, and that the imps are actually located west of Crown Castle, then Giath may have served the old kingdom of Balenos in Crown Castle, though that is not confirmed in any documents in the game. His popularity makes the bard sing praises for him, but the king and many of the nobles has grew jealous, and a plan to kick him out was put in place. The king commanded Giath to go to a mission that is as good as a death sentence, but instead of dying, he completed the impossible mission and returned to the kingdom. But to his surprise, instead of rewarding him for a job well done, the king has accused him for treason. He pleaded for innocence, but no one in the court would hear him. The verdict was guilty, and his sin? Giath's father was not able to complete his own campaign, and the failure of the father has been passed down to the son. The world was too corrupted to live with pure loyalty, he surmised. In the dark dungeon where he spent his last few days, extreme fear and despair ate his soul, and as he looked for someone to save him, the alchemist, Capras, gave him what he desired. The Black Spirit consumed the dying man, and whether he wanted it or not, he continued to exist in the world in the form of neither human nor a goblin, but in his heart was engraved the hatred for all humankind. The war between Calphion and Heidel left many of the farmers in Serendia unable to tend their lands, as all of the males were conscripted to join the war. After their defeat, their situation worsened, and many of the peasants went back to their impoverished farm. Soon after, when life seems to go back to normal, the taxes were raised sharply under the order of Crucio, the Lord of Heidel, and at the behest of the Grand Chamberlain Jordine, in order to gather funds and wage war to Calphion once again. Rhundi, who was the very first peasant to become an officer of the Serendian army during the war with Calphion, left the army to help the peasant have a better life. He requested the Lord of lower taxes for the peasants and support for agricultural projects that is not related to the military. However, this did not sit well with the authorities, and accused Rhundi of inciting a rebellion, which infuriated the peasants who loved him. Many of the peasants and former soldiers under Rhundi units during the war has joined him to his cause, and thus the birth of Rhundi rebels. They retreated towards the old castle ruins south of Heidel and put up barricades, collecting tributes from passing wagons and raiding farms loyal to the state. Many also secretly supported their group, from the regular farmers all over Serendia to the Sian merchant guild which hailed from Calphion. After the soldier of the Serendian army failed to capture Rhundi over and over again, Hermano Tito has decided to take matters in his own hands. He and Rhundi has once been brothers of war, and he knows people within the rebel rank that he can use to beat Rhundi. With the help of these people, they were able to poison the well that used by the rebels, weakening Rhundi and making him sick. Nearing his deathbed, Hermano visited Rhundi and taunted him, telling him that his followers betrayed him. This did not sit well with the rebel leader, and used a black crystal that surrounded him with dark energy. The black spirit consumed him, and in his eyes is full of bloodlust towards the people of Heidel and those who betrayed him. Giants hailed from Gehaku Plains, where statues of the ancient giants were created and erected. Before Gehaku became mad, he was known more as a mild-mannered and laid-back chief, while another giant called Tantu was known as the fiery activist who believed humans' greed will lead to giants' downfall. Tantu had a vision that Keplan will soon attack Giants' Post, and left Gehaku Plains together with a large amount of giants to look for a better place to build a new tribe. Gehaku on the other hand stayed, which eventually led to him being tricked that drove the giants of Gehaku Plain to go insane. He laments his mistake, but eventually was also consumed by the black energy that turned him into a ruthless hulking monster that we see today. Muskan and Agrakhan are brothers who both worship Zarka, the Lord of Destruction. While Muskan commands the priests in the Bloody Monastery in hopes of summoning Zarka in Serendia, Agrakhan on the other hand attacked Kaldri's shrine, which is rich of ancient traces, in the same hope to summon Zarka in Valencia. Although both has not yet been successful in their endeavors, a single punch from any one of them can lead to your very destruction. Known as the Black Witch, Hexe Marie was burned to death when she was a child. She has survived somehow and has taken the path of darkness to have her revenge. She delved to the dark sorcery and mastered the art of black magic like Karshan. Unlike Muskan and Agrakhan, however, Hexe Marie was a legendary figure as she was able to successfully summon Zarka in her lifetime.